Hi guys, I decided to make a video about the Justice Lord. Essentially, I made a Justice Lord Batman with one of my armories, and often people will ask about that look, and I have to admit the look is really nice. So I figured let's do the whole Justice Lord theme, and let's explain how to achieve that look for people who want to recreate that look. Ideally, the whole look is based around the Stalwart Defender chest. So, if you don't have the Stalwart Defender chest, you can sort of recreate that look with the chevron chest, but you won't get the nice big emblem that the Stalwart Defender chest actually gives you. So, ideally, if you can get the Stalwart Defender chest, that's what I would get. If not, the chevron chest can sort of work for that look. So let's get started with the Batman. Essentially, to recreate that Batman look, obviously you need the Batman cowl. There's no escaping it. And also you need, as I mentioned, the Stalwart Defender chest, and you need the Batman emblem. Without the Batman emblem, I would suggest to use the circled wing emblems. That's usually what I use when I don't have when I didn't have the Batman emblem. That's the emblem I was using. For the gloves, using the banded gloves and the banded boots is pretty much what I ended up using. The belt, I believe, is the retro belt, and the pants are the slimline pants. And the cape, obviously, is the Batgirl cape. Sorry, the Batwoman cape. Although, if you have the Batgirl cape, that could work too. So for Batman, either the Batwoman cape or the Batgirl cape, that could do the trick. Although I did make a slight variation on that look with my Batman character. Essentially, for the gloves, I've used I never recall if it's the Checkmate Informant or the other ones, but essentially I used one of the Checkmate gloves. Somehow it kind of felt like the right thing to do with that character, and I'm using the Daring Vigilante belt. And for the boots, I'm using the tall classic boots. Those boots are awesome. For our friend Superman, it's pretty much the same look. Stalwart Defender chest, techno belt, chevron gloves, chevron boots. The difference is the cape. There's two capes you can use. You can use the steel cape or the cape that Power Girl sells in the Watchtower. And of course, you need the Superman emblem. If you don't have the Superman emblem, the S emblem could work, or the Shield emblem. And I made a variation where I changed the dark blue for black instead, which looks very awesome if you ask me. And for the emblem, I went with black instead of red. And pretty much, and I went for the Stalwart Defender belt and also the Stalwart Defender boots. It pretty much enhanced what I thought was a pretty cool look with the Justice Lord Superman. So making it black and white with some of the Stalwart Defender pieces made it even better. And I went and recreated the Martian Defender, which is pretty much the same, all the same styles as before, as mentioned before, with the classic cape for Martian Manhunter. And I used the atomic emblem for this character, but there's a few emblems that could be used instead of that one if you prefer. This one was a bit trickier to pull because essentially there was no good emblem to use. So I went with something that could somewhat maybe pass for the Green Lantern emblem, but not really. And essentially this is pretty much all the same gear that the other Justice Lords are using. The distinction is the emblem, the color scheme of course, and there is no back piece with this one. I also came up with Justice Lord Hawkman. Although at the time, Hawkgirl was the one who was part of the Justice League. I didn't have really a female character that had enough styles to properly recreate that look, so I had to make a male version, and I figured, oh, let's try to come up with the Hawkman Justice Lord. So this is the Thanagarian helmet, which would be the closest thing to what the Justice Lord Hawkgirl was using. Also, we have the Nth Metal helmet, which is inspired by Hawkman. It doesn't exactly look like Hawkman, but I think it's still a nice helmet, even though it's a bit off compared to the actual helmet, and it's a bit easier to get than the Hawkman helmet. And of course, we have the proper Hawkman helmet, which looks all kinds of awesome. And again, for the rest of the look, it's all the same as the other characters. It's the stalwart defender chest, the clasped gloves and boots, reverse slimline for the pants, and the retro tag for the belt. And the wings, these are the Hawk wings. But the small bird wings could work if you don't have those wings. And for Wonder Woman, sadly, again, I don't have a female character that has enough style, so I had to create Wonder Man. Essentially, the style is all the same styles as we saw before, the exception being the emblem. Sadly, if you don't have the Wonder Woman emblem, then you have no choice but to use maybe another emblem like the W emblem, or there might be another emblem that could work that I can think of right now. And I saw some fan arts about a Justice Lord Aquaman, which I thought was kind of neat, which is essentially is pretty much all the same looks as what we saw previously. And the only thing we would really need is a better emblem. I used the A emblem, but if we could have a proper Aquaman emblem, that's what I would have used. And the fan art has the harpoon hand. Again, it's pretty hard to reproduce with these styles. And I saw some fan arts about a Justice League, a Justice Lord Flash. Again, you can see I'm using the infamous leaf emblem to reproduce the Flash emblem. Again, it's pretty much all the same styles as previously, the exception being the leaf emblem, and the helmet is the slimline helmet. And you can more or less recreate a Justice Lord Flash. Although in the actual Justice League TV show, at some point we did see the Justice Lord Flash, which holy crap was Zoom. It was the same color scheme as Zoom. There was this episode where at some point Brainiac summons the Justice Lords to fight the Justice League, and the Flash version of Justice Lord in that episode was a spitting image of the Reverse Flash. So that is pretty much it for recreating the Justice Lords in DC Universe Online. Again, if you don't have the Stalwart Defender chest, you can use the Chevron chest. It's not as nice because of it doesn't have the big emblem like the Stalwart Defender does, but it still works well enough. And if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, like maybe there's some DC Universe characters that you would like to see a Justice Lord version of, leave your questions and suggestions in the comment section down below, and I'll see if I can do maybe a follow-up video according to your suggestions. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.